Good morning. All right. Wow, early Friday. Early Friday. All right. Let me show you what I've got. Now, last time I did with this thing was the manager report that we are planning to do here. So what I did was I went ahead and we knew that one, show you that one last time. But I went ahead and with this part right here, I also implemented this guy. All right. Also implement this guy. That way, so what it's going to look like, it's going to look like this. Let me show you what it's going to look like. So it's going to go overlay on that guy. And then if we open this one, click on this one, it's going to show, it's going to flickering. Yeah. Well, it's got to be lined up right. Right now, it's not right in line. So you see a little jumpy there. But that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to separate this for now. Well, I got the part up there. Okay, anyway. Okay, there. So I'm gonna show you how I create this part. All right. Part list, part by supply, part by category. I noticed I did this one yesterday. All right. This guy right here. This is just the parts right here. So what I want to do is I want to take out my oops. I'm gonna comment out that guy for now. Also that guy. Save that. Let's take a look at this form or report rather. Okay. So let's see what is it that it needs. I didn't run this one. I just finished. I didn't even test it out. But it looks like something. Oh, the company right here. Don't we have company in here? Let's take a look. Do we have company in here? We don't have anything in there. So this right here report comes from the part lookup list that I did for the part lookup. So I'm thinking, let's recreate a new one. I want to add everybody in there, in this guy right here, but then it would be not as efficient when you do a lookup. So you don't want to add a whole lot into this guy because this is going to be queried dynamically from the part lookup. Therefore, you don't want to add a whole bunch in there. You want to be as, you want to retrieve a little as much as possible. So see how I put all this in there? This may not be relevant. For example, like the reorder or the UPC, this may not be relevant. All right, but I want to leave this guy as limited as possible. However, for the report though, we want to include all the company and all, lots of stuff in there. All right. So I went ahead and did this one. So I'm going to take these out because, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to do a whole lot with this guy. This is for searching too. So, so that will be for lookup. Because we want the lookup to be fast and efficient. Therefore, you don't want to tie a whole lot, join a whole lot of stuff together. For that query. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you along and show you that we see how this, report, Anyways, let me do this. I did a report for the invoice right here. Remember this invoice, and this one already has company, all that together there. And I want to use the same format and this guy. So, but yeah. So what I want to do here, let's do this. Let's go back here and make a copy of this product lookup list. Copy, paste, and we're going to call this product report, because it's not going to be using like on it, every single minutes or 10 minutes or every day, maybe every day, but it's not going to be used frequently. So it's okay to add a bunch of stuff together. It's going to be specialized or dedicated, I should say. So right here, right there, I can add that guy in there because it's going to be report. I also want to add supplier. You see that? It kind of jumps and starts connecting. All right. So we got the category. We also want a category description just in case. All right. We also want supplier name and supplier description. All right. The reason being is because if you look at this guy, see there, part by supplier, part by category. All right. So we gotta have those two guys. If you look at the report here, you see that it's missing company. So we are going to add the company in there. Now the company, the best way to do the company is, excuse me, I already did the company for the invoice. Let me find out what invoice is that, what query is that. Customer invoice. Okay, so in a customer invoice, yeah, things like this you gotta really gotta know, hey, where can I get this information so that it's easy for me to do. You notice I have, see that, company, slogan, website, and all that. That's what we want. So I'm gonna go in the back end here. I'm gonna copy this booger and I'm gonna extract information out from there. I'm gonna click on the company. You see there? So I can go from there all the way to right here. Copy. So let me double check on that one. I just made a copy. That looks right there. Beginning company name. So I'm gonna get that guy from there, and then I'm gonna close that. Now I'm gonna come over here, move the company table in there, and then go to the back and attach this guy right there, like so. And now I should have, something. Hold on just a second. Did I miss something in there? So I might have one too many comma somewhere. So this thing is real small. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring that guy back to this guy. Paste that right there. Expand that booger up. So let's find company. See, you got a supplier description. Here's the company that I'm looking at. All right. So we got company there. Trying to look for where I'm missing here. So far it's looking good. I don't see anomaly. Let's try that again. Supplier dot comma That looks right. That looks right. I don't see anomaly. But if it doesn't like that, right here, let me take that out. Let's revert back to design. Join expression not supported. Okay. Okay. I'm not seeing. Yeah, that's not the problem there. You know what? I'm gonna close this out and try opening it again. Something is not. Let me see. Part report. So that looks fine right there. And if we, so that looks fine. All right. So let's do supplier. I think it's something with the supplier. Let's try the supplier. Right here. All right, and we're gonna think we double click on this guy right here. Let's take a look at category name. I'm gonna take the search out. Okay, so that's irrelevant. I'm gonna need that guy. I'm gonna need that guy. All right, and then we're gonna take a look at it, make sure that all that's fine. All right, now we are going to need company. I thought I was going to make it like easy, you know. So here I'm just going to grab the reason why. If I could just put that guy in there, then it's already formatted for me, you know. Did you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to do it again. I want this guy right here, all the way to company image, right there. All right. I'm gonna come back in here, right behind the booker. I'm gonna just put paste. That should be good. It didn't like that join somehow. So I'm gonna take this guy out. We're just gonna have to do it manually, you know. Type in, trying to make it easy. All right. So let's go back. Now it didn't like that. So anytime I do that, it didn't like that. Not sure why, but well, it looks like we're gonna have to type it in. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I can type it in. I made it before. All right, so we're just gonna have to type it in, and then just yeah. Let me see, where's our company? Right there. Okay, so that's all right. We can do that. Let me look for what we need here. On this one, right there, we need name, company name, address, city, town, state, province, postal, and then right here, this is what I call, yeah, okay, that right there combines city and province together. Okay. All right, so let's do that. Yeah, sometimes you want to make it nice and easy, you know. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need a slew of these guys right here, right there. That should double click on that one. All right. So now, see there, we need all that slogan as well. Now the image path here, right? Image path here. What do I call this guy? Image path right here. Oh, your horse is right here. All right, we're gonna, before we do that, let's format this guy. We need city, town, state, postal as this guy. All right, city, town, postal, yeah. This will be on one line, so I can come in here, zoom, paste. You just have to do it manually, you know. Sometimes you have to do that. This will be city, town, city, town, comma, state, province, now in US, this is how we do address. Postal code. All right, and that's it. That's one liner. All right, we got city, town, state, province. Now normally we call it city, state, and postal in US, but now if this application was used in overseas, they might call it town, they might call it province, they might call it postal code. We call it zip code in here, okay? All right, so that's good right there. Let's see what else did we're missing. So we got that, and then we got this company website and all. Okay, so we got company website, telephone, post. Okay, good. Now this right here, there is a function that I create. All right, and it's called, let me use the same name here. Let me use the same name. It's called company image. Yeah, there you go. Let's use the same name. As a matter of fact, yeah, that's fine. Oh, I know why. Yeah, I know why. So let's do that. Let's call this guy that right there, and then there is actually, if I could just type in like this, see if it shows up. It doesn't show up, does it? It doesn't show up. Anyway, it's called get company image, I think. All right, and this inside here is called inside there. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. Inside here is called logo image. Yeah. All right, so that's how we're gonna get the image link. So let's double check on this function. That function is can't show you in my code, but it is it's called get company logo right there. Yeah, not image, logo. All right, that's that. I think we got everybody, so I can save that. All right, I don't know why I cannot just paste that guy in there. That would have been nice and dandy. So if I can do that, oh, outer something it doesn't like. I'm not sure why that is. It doesn't like something. It doesn't like something. Why can't you like what I'm trying to do? Doesn't like something. I don't know why. You know what? Let's get rid of this guy one more time. Don't know why. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's make sure we can view this. So that's okay. We gotta have the company address in there. Otherwise we're not gonna be able to do the report. Because let's try that one more time. I'm just gonna do it nice and easy. See if it sees that. It doesn't like that, you know. It does not like that. Doesn't like that. Why is that? I don't want to join first off. So let me take a look at this guy. So it's not a join. Not a join. It's just a, yeah. Well, you know what? If it doesn't like that, I got another way to do that. Another way to do that. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do it the way the website does. Alright. So if it doesn't like that, I'm going to show you another way to do that. Let me show you another way to do that. Just think about this. Another way to do that. Yeah, let me show you. I can show you another way to do that. Alright. We can have a header here. Definitely can have a header here. So all we need is about we just need about 5-inch long. Right? So let me show you how to do this one. So if that guy doesn't like it, we gotta find another way to do it. Alright, so let's go to create report design, and I'm just gonna get rid of this header. Alright, so I don't need that. Oops, my bad. I don't need that. I don't need that. I just need this guy right here. Oh, need that guy right there. Now I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna copy a whole shebang here. Copy. Sometimes you gotta come up with ways, you know, different ways of getting things done. That doesn't like it, we gotta find another way. And this right here, we're gonna say company header. Not a company header. We can call report header. So let's create another query. Call. I'm just gonna drop everybody in there, because remember, this guy's gonna be used only for reports. Right there. There. As a matter of fact, I bet you I can copy this booger in there. Let's try that. Let's try that. See if that's going to allow us to do that. Alright. Right about there. Let's go back to the design. See there? So yeah, somehow it cannot be included in there. So let's take a look at what I just copied. Look at that. Nice. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Good. Alright, so yeah, go back to design. And did we leave anything else? Nope. Okay. Now let's save this guy. Call report header. Alright, so now we got a report header. I'm going to close that out. Now we're going to come over here and call query report header. There you go. And then I'm going to shorten this guy out right about yeah. Save. It's called report header. Alright, so now let's go look at report header. There you go. That's what we want. So sometimes you gotta come up with ways to get things done, you know, sometimes. So let's go back in here. Now I'll go ahead and close this guy. Now on this guy, I am not going to need that. What we can do now, we can drop this booger in there. You see there? Nice and dandy. I'm gonna put that guy right to the corner. Now we got the header. Now we got the header. And let's get rid of this solid border right here. We want that to be transparent. All right. How about the footer? We gotta get rid of the footer too, because we don't have anything in there. All right. So this footer right here, footer right there. Yeah, that's Now the footer is problematic because this guy expands depending on the width of the report. So as I was saying, that footer expands depending on the size of the report. If it's a portrait or landscape. And usually slogan is just like a your model for the for whatever you want to say. Car is awesome or repair is awesome, whatever. So I think right here, let me show you what we can do with that guy. Now in my reporting right here, you can see and say get company logo, get report filter, get report title, subtitle, get date range, get date, and so far and so forth. So we can add another one right here. Let's call this guy slogan. Yeah. Let's get yeah, where is that? I don't see that guy. Let me find out what that is. Logo file name. Where is logo file name? Oh, you pass in the logo file name. Okay. This should be logo file path rather. I'm going to change that name to path. Yep. It should be a path. Slogan. Yeah. So we're going to do exactly the same thing here. I'm going to copy that. Because we got to be able to access this guy in the report. Get company slogan. Slogan. There. And then we call this guy about slogan. I think I'm going to put in about here just conform to what I have here. There, and we don't have the path. Just do that. That way we can access that guy. There. Good. Save. Alright, now we can add that slogan. Actually, you know what? We cannot add that slogan in there, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that out. I just remember that we could not do what I was thinking about to do. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do dim RS as record set dim SQL as string, and then the SQL equals select slogan I'm going to do, because there's only one company, select top one slogan from company. That's it. All right. Now let's do set RS equals current DB open record set SQL, and I'm going to do DB open snapshot like so, and then with RS and with, and then I'm going to do if not in the file, then I'm going to do this, and if not in the file, and if now I'm going to do get slogan. As a matter of fact, it's already in there. All right, now I'm going to do dot, actually I'm going to do slogan, and you know what, just in case it's null, we got to make sure just in case it's null, we're going to do that. So that's what is going to happen. Either that, or we can do this, VB null string, right? That looks good right there. And then we're just gonna say, when you're done, close me. And then when I come out, I can say set RS equals nothing. And then you know what? I'm going to add the error handling. I'm just going to come over here, make it nice and simple. Copy right there. There. And then I'm going to add the function here on error. Go to handle error. And then I'm going to add this into my message there. That looks good right there. It looks real good right there. Now the report can call this guy. Now the report can call that guy. Copy. So I can come back in here in the query and add that boolean in there. To do part report. Let's go to the end. Let's get rid of these guys right here. I'm not interested in those guys. Right here at the end, we're going to say about report footer get yeah, let me come over here and copy this guy. Copy. Oops. And it should be like so. Save. Alright, let's take a look, see if it brings us the footer. Look at that. Look at that footer. Awesome. See there? That's what we want. I guess we could have done the same thing with the header, but you know what? The header looks good. Alright, so I'm going to close that out. Now we can say in this report right here, this is the text box right here. You see that? We're going to change that to actually we're going to use the part report there, and now we can change that to footer, just like that. Report footer, report footer. All right, so that looks good right there. And this guy right here is the title. All right, the report title and report subtitle. So let's look in there, make sure we have report title and subtitle in there. Similarly here, all right, similarly we want to say get report title, title, get report title, and then subtitle, get report subtitle. All right, you probably wonder where is that coming from? Right in here, see there, filter, report title, report subtitle. This is all the stuff that I made earlier, all right, for the invoice. All right, so that looks good right there. That looks good right there. Now let's see if save that. Let's see if that report looks fine. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that. Even this barcode. I think barcode should be a little wider. All right. Now we need to fix this here, right here. Take the border out. That's going to be title and subtitle. But this right here, we gotta expand that out a little bit here. All right, expand that out a little bit. All right, so let's looking good. Let's fix that a little bit here. I'm gonna get rid of this guy so I have more room to play with. Now I know the status and the status here. That guy could be smaller. Not too bad, because we've got this discontinue, and the status out of stock is also wide, so that looks good right there. How about the quantity? Quantity can be yeah, both of these guys could be narrowed a little bit. All it is just listing the number, a little number, not a big number, like so. Right, so the cost right here, this is good right here. All right, and these two guys are good right here. Move this guy over a little bit. Now we are interested in these guys right here. There. All right, so let's save that. Let's take a look at it again. It still looks like it needs a little more real estate there in the UPC. All right. Also, I don't like this alternating color here, so we need to fix that. Let's see what else we can streamline. The price can be streamlined. The cost can be streamlined. The instant, so that looks, yeah, everything is looking pretty dandy. So let's make more modification here. This price right here, can be right about there. Now when push comes to shove, you know what? I'm I'm gonna make, yeah, let's make these two guys just a tad narrower. Not a whole lot. When push comes to shove, we can make this print smaller. All right. Right there. And last thing that we want to do, let's make this guy smaller. Huh? What do you think? Because it looks like it's taking too much space there. I'm going to make this guy 14. So that looks good right there. Save. All right, take a look at it. That's much better. That's much better. Now I wonder if I could. Now we need to make it, yeah. Okay, so it's getting a whole lot better now. All right, so what we could do here, we can just, because we shrunk that UPC font down, we can make more adjustment there. Let's do more tweaking. This is what you would do. All right, so these guys right here, we don't want, see solid right here, we don't want anything there. All right, now I notice that guy's a little smaller, so I can just go back there and then expand and expand this guy. Right there. That looks good right there. I think we're done with that. All right, so one more look. One more look. There you go. That's what it needs to be. That looks good right there. All right. Now the very last thing that I'm gonna do is to get rid of this border and the double color here, the alternate color. So let's click on that. No color right here. No color. And I'm gonna get rid of this solid border here. Good. All right. So let's put these two to work. When we select this guy, we want to see those guys. All right. And that's all I'm going to be doing. As a matter of fact, we're going to be doing this as well. All right. So, yeah. But that will be next time, next video. This video, I just showed you how I did the header report header, which is this guy right here. All right, and then we incorporate that into this part header. All right, and that will be used throughout the report, even with the invoice. As a matter of fact, let's do that with the invoice, and then we'll call it today. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, even with that, and I'm gonna move this report header in there. Get rid of this guy. Move this guy to the corner and get rid of this solid border. Alright, and that looks good right there. I'm gonna save. As a matter of fact, it needs to come down just a little bit so that it lines up with this side there. Okay, that looks good. Now let's open our application up and let's see the invoice. Right there. Invoice. Let's select, oh yeah, that one's already selected, but anyways, let's select that one. Let's view invoice. See that report header. All right, as a matter of fact, we need to implement this bottom one here as well. All right, implement the bottom one as well. But anyways, that's how you would create your header and footer. All right. So you saw me how I went through a couple hoops to get that to work. All right. Because normally, if you look at this customer invoice, this is what I done here. So I get this company seeding all that in there. As a matter of fact, that's the query invoice. Let me take a look. Query invoice. Hold on. Invoice. Where is that coming from? Yeah. But this would, yeah, that's, see how I got company invoice. See, I've got company in there, the database, and I thought I was going to be able to do that. All right. So looks like I'm going to have to get rid of all this. All right. And add the header the way we did with the part report. All right. So, but that's how I did it. And obviously it's not working. You see there, this guy's got company website, company email, and now the invoice report. All right. And it was not working. So we're going to implement a new way, which I showed you how I did it. All right. By having the report header by itself, and all we have to do is just pop that guy in. Or yeah, this guy right here. That's the report header. So all we have to do is just pop this guy in, and we're done for the report. All right. All right, there you have it. Happy programming. That's all I want to show you. Thanks for watching. Happy programming.